We are live. That's right. Welcome, everyone, to another Comic Movie Mark stream, baby.
Did we make it on time? Is it 7:30? I know a lot of people are like, oh, late as usual. I think we made it on time, bastards.
Well, yes. Technically, there's a delay.
Yeah.
There's a delay.
So 40 seconds. Hey, I think we were still in the window of 7:30.
So now
we did it.
No, you did it. You're at 7:31 because there's a delay and shit.
Yeah, probably.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Shadow Vessel? What's up, Men in Tights Podcast? What's up, Fury of Firestorm? What's up, Marcus? Nah, fuck Lantern. What's up, Marcus? Even though you're trolling our comments a lot of the time. What's up, Eric? How's it going, everybody? Let's see here. We're still at 0. Thank God. I didn't want to do this show in front of anybody.
Exploding Rubber Ducky. What's up? That's a fantastic name. We should just rename our whole channel.
Oh, there he is. Okay, so now my shit's coming in. There we go.
Yeah.
I was like, where do you see this exploding rubber ducky? I'm like, I don't see no exploding rubber ducky. I got to move my mic because it's blocking the goddamn comments. There we go. Oh, thanks, Marcus. Yes.
People still rolling in 17. Is this what we're gonna? All right,
17. Okay,
that's like, oh, I can't wait for a Comic Movie Marks live stream. Clearly.
All right, 17 is my lucky number, so we're gonna start. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the DCEU Multiverse, and yes, remember that E in the DCEU means extended, because now, if the rumors are true, we are gonna have a multiverse like no other multiverse in the theaters, in live action.
Yeah, it's some exciting stuff. I love all of the information that's been coming out. At first, it took me a little bit by surprise. Matt and I did do a video on a lot of this multiverse stuff already, and Michael Keaton coming back, donning the cowl, if you will, the rumors swirling around that, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan as well. But now that I've had a couple of days and more time has passed, I feel like I'm starting to warm up to it a lot. There's some exciting things that could happen with a lot of the rumors that we're starting to hear.
Yes, Bale is back as Batman. Yes, that's kind of an inside thing. If anybody's been paying attention today, that's somewhat inside. Let's just say there's a certain blogger group out there that just basically stalks other bloggers and tries to get scoops. So we'll just leave it at that. Actually, it'll kind of be a topic a little bit later. So I just wanted to play this one little clip here. I guess maybe should I share screen it? Does it really matter?
Yes, Marcus. As of right now, Andy Muschietti is still directing Flashpoint,
and his sister, Flash movie. And his sister/wife is the producer.
Yeah, that's the last time I used. What did I tell you it was? Comic book movie. Yeah, comicbookmovie.com as a source, and I read directly from that. And I mean, it made sense. Zack Snyder uses his wife as a producer, so
yeah,
I thought, yeah, okay, that made sense. And then someone called us out on it. Well, whatever.
That guy didn't like our comment. I'm pretty sure he deleted it. He didn't like my reply.
Right?
That's his sister, not his wife, with a face palm emoji. I'm like, hey, where we're from, that's the same thing. And I put 2 little banjo emojis. Put 2 little banjo emojis to really emphasize on it, and then I went to go back to look to see if he ever replied, and no, I don't see the comment anymore. So I think he's like, fuck this. These guys are insane. Whoa. I'm out of here.
He was barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, it's true, though. Shane sent me the article because I was like, dude, I don't know what happened, but yeah, I guess it's his sister. He's like, well, the article says wife, and he sends me the screenshot. I'm like, well, don't use that website anymore. It's Comic Book Movie. I'm like, oh, shit.
All right. We used them before, and I was reading it directly from the article itself, but whatever. They set me up, damn it.
And then people didn't get the Italian joke, of course. I mean, fucking A, god damn it. That's why you play. I mean, I get that not everybody is going to be able to listen to our show, but that's like our shtick is getting languages and names wrong and like locations.
Exactly.
Like we did the thing about Eunice Huthart being from Austria, and then we did the fucking good day, mate. Put another shrimp on the Barbie. Like we that's our shtick. And like
stupid.
And like he must work out. Like that's just like our shtick. Like getting languages wrong and stuff. And it's like, that's a Spanish, not Italian. Where'd you get Italian? Dude, fuck. I mean, why didn't you think I play? I mean, we even had that one pin comment on that one video long ago that we were his favorite Italian channel. That was like that guy got our shtick. Like whoever posted that comment. Yep. Because that's what we're doing. Because we're doing Mike Giannini's fucking tweets.
That's terrible. I think my favorite is when we first were talking about Taika Waititi.
Oh shit!
And we had so many people. Oh, what's up?
Hey,
Andy Summers. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much, sir.
But when Taika Waititi was doing Thor Ragnarok, and we butchered this shit. I want to say we at least have 5 or 6 comments of people trying. No, this is how you pronounce his name.
Yeah, breaking it down. Waititi.
Yeah. We kept adding the extra Waititi.
Yeah, we're like, Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
like okay,
fantastic.
I guess I have the proper way to spell my first name is fucking mispronounced all the time. I grew up with this shit, and I don't care. I don't get butthurt over people misspelling or misphrasing my name. I can't tell you how many times I go somewhere and someone's like fucking looking at it, actually recently my girlfriend went to go pick up a pizza, and because I did it online, I actually had to put my name because it's what's on my card, my actual spelling of my first name, and she's like, "Oh yeah, pick up for Matthew," and they look, "Oh, we don't have anything yet." She stood there for 15 minutes, and she goes up, she's like, "What's going on?" And you guys have the pizza, the order? And like, what's the name? Matthew. And they're looking again, like, we don't have a Matthew. And then they start looking at it like, well, we have Matthew. Is that it? If anybody knows what Little Caesars is, I have no idea how local that is or not. Fuck Little Caesars.
Well, that's what you get for going to Little Caesars in the first place.
Hey, $5 pizza, man. You can't beat that shit.
Can't beat it. We're not college kids anymore, though.
Anyway, so what the fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah, the multiverse.
Woo! And that's also our shtick, is we have no idea what we're doing, and we just continue to roll.
Those videos are heavily edited. You have no idea, like how much those videos are heavily edited to whittle down.
Now might be a good time to talk about our Patreon, because those people have an idea.
Yeah. They hear the blooper reels.
Yeah.
They hear the blooper reels. Sorry to our patrons that we haven't had any blooper reels recently. I was trying to get one out of the last one, but I just didn't feel like it was good enough. I guess I should just ask you guys what is deemed funny or not. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was exactly as funny as, like, it didn't seem worth it. Oh, so anyway, anybody that's asking, because I see what's Matthew. So my first name is spelled the French way, so it's Mathieu. Instead of the traditional English or American way with Matthew or Mathew or something like that. It's not Matthew. It's not Matthew. It's Matthew.
Or my favorite, since we've been friends for a long time, is Machu. And it always reminds me of Robin Hood Men in Tights. Machu, bless you.
I prefer
a Jew. No,
I said a Jew. Oh, man. There we go. Lantern knows what's up. I prefer long and uncut. Yeah, see, that's another thing being born in Europe. You're uncut.
Woo! All right. So let's go back to that $10 we got.
I've already been dipping in these a little. Had a long day out in the sun, and I'm just fucking letting that hair fly.
I guess so.
Now Shane's wearing a hat, and I'm letting it flow, baby. Anyway. Now that everybody knows way too much information, let's talk about
Yeah, exactly. Let's get into the multiverse. Have we lost any viewers yet?
I'm sure we lost a shit
ton. got completely sidetracked. It's
okay. I'll share screen this one. I'm going to play a quick video here. It is going to have Mr. Ezra Miller, the Flash himself. This is actually a fairly old video. Not fairly old, but it's old. It's not that recent anyway. So, but he talks about the multiverse and how he looks at the Flash. So I find this to be very relevant to now.
We're talking about sparking a whole new universe, which is, it's not just the DC multiverse. It's the speedster multiverse. And the speedsters are the ones who connect all of the disparate pieces of it. Because Marvel is a universe, right? It's just one world and all the same characters in it. DC is a multiverse. All these different stories with different realities, different characters and versions of characters. And the speedsters are the ones who move through it all. They're like the connecting bridge between all these different collaged parts.
Who's in the back yelling shit?
I'm really delighted.
Say this. They said turn it up. Can't hear it.
Oh no, you guys can't hear it that well. I'm sorry. Fuck. Here, I'll go back a little bit then.
Speedsters are the ones who move through it all. They're like the connecting bridge between all these different collaged parts. And so I'm really delighted at how focused everyone is on getting it just right. And I'm really devoted to that as well. And I honestly, like, we won't make the film unless it's going to be this consummate, beautiful offering to the fans and to everybody. I mean, we're just going to make it fantastic. We're talking.
Okay. So let's go back to that. There we go. So hopefully everybody got that. So he's talking about it being a speedster universe, right? So the only continuity is the Flashes or Flash himself. Everything else is canon, though, because now that means everything is its own universe, and now the multiverse opens up. So Superman Returns becomes Earth 2. You know, Batman, the original Batman and Batman Returns becomes Earth 3. So now you have all these subsequent Earths, and like the original DCEU with Henry Cavill, Batfleck, and everything, that could be like Earth Prime. Think about it like in comics. So now Earth Prime's Flash can travel to each one of those Earths and experience those universes as we previously saw them, or what they could turn into. So say, for instance, Batman 89's universe turns into a Batman Beyond universe because Keaton's an older Batman and that universe's Joker's dead. So that kind of fills into the Batman universe, the Batman Beyond universe, and maybe we get a Terry McGinnis. And you can add a couple of those characters here or there to fill it in, but I think that's how that works. So now that Flash, so Ezra Miller's Flash now becomes the focal point of traveling to each one of these stories and making these stories. And when he establishes these Earths, they can branch off into their own destination and their own thing. And that's how we get the multiverse, guys, on HBO Max, CW, in the theaters, whatever they want to do, they can do it now.
Yeah, and even though I wasn't a huge fan of the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossovers, they did a pretty good job at, they paid a ton of fan service, but they had, Brandon Routh don the cape and the S again, which was pretty cool, Kingdom Come Superman. And they did a pretty good job kind of laying out exactly there's these different Earths and things have evolved different ways. And, there's Earth 66, there's Earth 89, there's all these different Earths that these heroes are kind of bouncing back and forth between, and they did a good job at kind of lining it up that now everything exists in one way or another. And we found this thing on Twitter, and I apologize, I should have shared it instead of screenshotting the image itself, because it's a really cool image and does a good job at spelling it out. So kudos to whoever did this. I can't remember who it was, so I apologize. You will not be getting a shout out on this, but I just wanted to share it to kind of give an idea to some people exactly what it might look like. Now, some of this I don't necessarily agree with. Like, for example, Shazam, to me, that feels like it could be a spinoff from the Snyderverse to a certain degree. But this kind of gives you an idea of, you have an Earth Prime, as this person has labeled it, with Supergirl, Arrow, all the CW type shows. Then you have the Black Label, which is also in theaters and is like the Joker, the Batman with Robert Pattinson, and that's kind of off on its own as well. You have Zack Snyder's The Snyderverse on HBO Max, and then you have some other movies that may tie in together, like the Suicide Squad, Shazam, Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey is linked to Suicide Squad, David Ayer's Suicide Squad, which is also loosely linked to Zack Snyder's Justice League. So they can still kind of be linked together, but it's not a hard and fast universe like we've had with Marvel, which is pretty cool. So they can pay some fan service to the people who can't move on and are stuck in the past with, Batman doesn't kill and Superman. And, maybe I saw a really cool picture with Christopher Reeve's son that he looks like he could be Christopher Reeve. So maybe they could do something with that if they wanted to have a pretty cool cameo. But then they can also establish new type characters. And as Ezra Miller mentioned in that video, Flash can interconnect between the different universes, and he had the cameo on the Flash on CW, and that tells you, okay, these Flashes can link, and they can, you know, talk to each other or whatever, and they have the speedster verse, or however he put it, and then they can also go back to where they're essentially from. So Flashpoint will be maybe on its own, but can also intermix with Snyder's verse. So there's a lot of possibilities, and it's super, super cool and exciting, and it's different, which I like.
I actually made this joke to Shane, was because we were talking about this a little bit, because one of the things I was hoping they don't do is try to have a Christopher Reeves cameo with what kind of Disney did with some of their things, how they attached, you know, did that CGI face stuff. I really hope that DC doesn't go that way. I don't know. I just don't feel that that works that well. And he's like, well, they could get someone that just looks like him. Like, yeah, Brandon Routh. They already did that movie 2006. What the hell are you talking about?
Right. Yeah, because essentially that's Brandon Routh was just playing Christopher Reeve. But
yeah. So okay. So some people, where did I see that damn thing? Okay, reportedly the on Keaton coming back is not true. Sorry. Okay, so it's still in talks. It's not official. None of it's official. It's rumor. It's hearsay. But enough people corroborated that information that it obviously is on the table. That's the thing. So whether it happens or not, I don't know. But what we're trying to say is, if it does happen or not, this is still going to happen with the multiverse. Flash is still going to make a multiverse. That's what DC and AT&T, especially AT&T, want to do now, to utilize every character possible, every IP while they still can. They're not going to. And this is what, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but Brad Curran, he follows us on Twitter. He wrote for Screen Rant. He did a great article talking about how this new DC multiverse is the anti-MCU, because it's not that linear.
Yes.
It's not that linear universe anymore where 20 movies lead for one thing. It's going to be 20 movies of all these branches. And so the MCU is a redneck family tree, straight up and down. So, and then the DC multiverse branches out and actually fucks other things. Think of it that way. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. The cool part is that, and again, this took me a little while to come around to, but there is a ton of possibilities. And what I try in my mind to at least kind of associate it with is, you have the Joker, and the Joker can fit in its own area, and then you can have Snyder's verse, and you know, choose to
reportedly rumored. That is exactly what it is.
Yes,
it's speculation, but I think what that means, and again, what I was just saying, is that means that either if Keaton does it or not, it's still going to be a multiverse. That's what we're trying to say. It's still going to be there.
Yeah. Exactly. And the possibilities now are endless. I still personally I still want them to continue with Snyder's version, and I would love to see some spinoffs from that, in just my opinion, and kind of have that as the core universe. But possibilities are endless, and I wouldn't mind. I've come around to a Michael Keaton Batman, Batman Beyond type style.
No, they haven't earned trailer trash. They're white trash. There's a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Lantern.
Yeah. So that's what, I don't know. I just think a lot of people, that's why this was free your mind. Think of the Matrix. Free your mind from those conceptions that the DCU is the only universe. It's one universe out of many now. That's what they're looking to do with the Flash movie. And like I said in our last video, the Flashpoint is not an end game like everybody keeps talking about, how it's going to reboot everything. Yeah. It's going to be a rebirth, because that's what Rebirth did, is take some elements from New 52, restart, kept some of those elements in, but also restarted the universe and branched out. So again, we have multiple universes now, multiple continuities that the Flash can travel to and kickstart that type of series. So I think that's just, I don't know. I think it took me a bit, I will say that, because again, the Keaton thing it felt very corporate, and I understand people's reluctance on that.
And a step in the wrong direction almost. Yeah. As Matt put it perfectly in our previous video about, it felt very Justice League. It felt we are not progressing with the Man of Steel theme or a new Batman theme or anything like that that's been established in Snyder's verse. We are going back to the original well. But the more that I absolutely agree, the more stuff that is coming out, the more I'm starting to go, okay, it's not just one thing. And so now the possibilities are kind of endless. And yeah, I thought this was kind of a cool shout out that the CW, again, they did a good job at paying a ton of fan service, but it was cool. It was fun. The storyline was okay, but they at least kind of, in your mind, if you watched it, they give you an idea of like, okay, I can see how all of this will work together. They had the Titans universe, but as Matt mentioned, the MCU is very linear. So if the MCU has Daredevil on Netflix, they want Daredevil to fit in that same universe. Well, now Titans don't necessarily have to. Titans can fit in with their own universe and do their own thing and not be so handcuffed in whatever Snyder's trying to do. And same thing with Snyder. Snyder is not going to be handcuffed with everything else of like, no. And, that's where, unfortunately, Warner Brothers wanted him to go, and they got kind of stuck where Snyder wanted to do his own thing in his 5-movie arc. Now he's not handcuffed to anything. He can do his own thing, and that's its own universe. If they want to spin off of it, they can, but if not, they don't have to.
Yeah, Batman only has one theme. I know. It's one of the most arrogant comments of all time when it comes to movies. It feels like, anyway. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot more arrogant comments out there, but damn, just the outright arrogance of that comment is just fascinating. But see, as Shane said, though, now with this, when you don't have to sit to a certain continuity, this hopefully, and this is all hope, guys. This is speculation, trying to understand what's going to happen with this multiverse. Is not only does Snyder not handcuffed by trying to keep a continuity, he has his own universe. The DCEU is his own, and now it gives directors freedom to not have to try to stay in that continuity and try to follow what the previous person did or the next person's going to do, like the MCU. This gives them the free will to do what they want. Hopefully, what Andy Muschietti wants to do is what they do. And hopefully picking Keaton was somewhat his idea. As somebody pointed out earlier, and we posted in our last video, Sean O'Connell talked to Andy Muschietti outside of a hotel, and he asked him about Jeffrey D. Morgan, and they said they had a better idea, or they had a different idea maybe. And so that means if he had that idea and that he wanted to branch that off. So I feel like, and especially with hearing what Ezra Miller said, this kicks open so many doors and so many possibilities. And it seems to me like a DC fan's wet dream. I mean, I don't know how well a casual fan is going to react to this, and having possibly multiple characters played by the same actors in technically different universes with different continuities. Are people going to be able to keep up with this? I'm curious. What the casual fan thinks on this. Because... Yeah, go ahead.
That's why I wanted to highlight, because this is a fantastic question, and actually something that I had thought about as well, of like, you're going to lose the general audience completely by having this multiverse, because they are not going to be able to keep up. But at the same time, I actually think you can now have your movies mean a lot more. And this is just in my opinion. With the MCU, you can forget about a ton of movies. You can skip a ton of movies, get right to the end and go, oh, okay, I get an idea of what's happened. With this, now it makes you, maybe you catch yourself in, let's say the Joker, I'll use that as an example, has a sequel to it, and then maybe a third, and then maybe Jared Leto has a movie and he's got his Joker, and people are like, what the hell's going on here? It's going to take a little bit more to actually connect those together. But I think fans, if you are interested in a movie, we'll go, okay, how is this one linked together? And how is this one different? And yeah, the general person who is not really remotely interested in these movies, they might have a hard time. But at the same time, I think it's going to make your movies that you're putting out a lot more important. And it's for those directors, similar to like Christopher Nolan. He had his trilogy, and everyone knew that it was standalone and had nothing to do with other Batman movies. And now it made those movies very important. And I think you have the same ability to do that with Snyder's movies and things like that, where, again, you're not handcuffed, and it's going to make each movie more important instead of a throwaway stepping stone to the next Avengers or the next Justice League or whatever it is.
I said Muschietti. All right. That's not Muschietti. I said Muschietti. We're not fucking around with names now. All right.
And machete kills.
God damn it. Jeffrey D. Morgan. Yeah, I would, but this is the thing. Like Shane said this in our last video, it's this Flashpoint thing is very loose. Just like the Dark Knight Returns was a loose adaptation in Batman versus Superman. Like it was just mainly Batman versus Superman was that part of it, really, and some iconic pictures, imagery is the word I'm looking for. There we go, of it. But it didn't follow the story of Dark Knight Returns. It didn't follow it at all. Flashpoint is going to have what it is going to basically set up is he's going to run back and he's going to change and cause a multiverse of crap because he's going to try to save his mom. That's how this is Flashpoint. And there's a chance he might bounce to a universe where Jeffrey D. Morgan is Batman, and he might jump to a universe where Keaton is Batman. Now, Keaton is so like I get what some people are getting angry about because I see some of these blogger assholes saying Keaton is replacing Affleck, and that's not what this is. Not at all. And those guys are assholes, and I know they're pushing buttons on purpose to mess with people because we got the Snyder cut. So now they got to figure out how to fuck with them, how to fuck with people because they got proven wrong. So now they're screwing with people, trying to dig in that last little bit, saying Keaton is replacing Affleck. Look, that's not true. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. What it is that Keaton might take over as a Batman in one storyline, in one universe, while Affleck is still Batman in the Snyderverse. That's the thing. You're going to have Pattinson, Keaton, and Batfleck. You have 3 Batmans on the big screen. Or I guess in some case with the Zack Snyder Justice League, that's actually going to technically be on the small screen on a streaming platform. So but still, big budget, Zack Snyder, huge Justice League. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget that Ezra Miller came from the Snyderverse. So again, that is a different universe. And yeah, I think to me, if Jeffrey D. Morgan, and same thing with Michael Keaton, I feel like those are going to be more cameos, or maybe start to establish something in like a different universe that they can spin off of. I wanted to find, there was a comment earlier talking about, will there be a definitive ending? Oh, here it is. And I don't think so. I think at this point, you can keep going. I don't think there is a definitive ending. I think you can keep spinning off, and maybe in one universe we have like a solid, like, okay, I'll just use Zack Snyder's Justice League universe as an example. Maybe he completes his 5-movie arc, and then we're done with it. But maybe we can also spin off into different universes. And I don't think there's going to be a reboot, and I don't think there's going to be a definitive ending. And like, okay, we finished with this, and
they might do a definitive ending. I mean, if they really want to, they could do an Infinite Crisis or a Final Crisis version of ending it and just. I mean, whenever the comic book genre starts fiddling out, they could do it. They could do their big, huge team up and everything. They could do the end game. They could. It just. Are
you saying every universe kind of blend together?
Yeah, and like an Infinite Crisis, or Final Crisis, where it's Earth 5 Batman, Earth 6 Batman. Right. Earth 69.
That would be insane, but also an incredibly expensive movie.
Yes. That's why I'm saying I don't know exactly if they would ever be able to pull it off. I mean, what was it? Endgame and Infinity War were well over $1 billion to make. If I remember right, it was like 1.2 billion to make,
something like that.
So
that was the whole point of the Flashpoint in the comic books, was they're like, okay, we've gone so far, we need to restart this, so we're going to have a Flashpoint. And again, I don't think that's where the Flashpoint is going to fit in the Flash's storyline. As Matt mentioned earlier, it's going to probably have something where he goes back and he tries to save his mom, and then boom, that opens the Speedster verse, and now we have all these different universes, and it solidifies, oh, we have all these different universes. And, and now they can work with as they wish, kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's how I picture it. That's how Shane pictures it. And it takes some convincing. And I can see a lot of people out there like, no, this doesn't make sense. And then, of course, those bloggers, like I said, saying that Keaton's replacing Affleck, which is just a bullshit thing to say to really piss people off. And that's what they're doing, guys. They're trying to poke at people to get them to react, because you got to understand, there's a lot of butthurt bloggers out there about the Snyder Cut. Like, that went against everything that they thought. A lot. And it's old Hollywood. It's old Hollywood just being stubborn as hell, refusing to accept the fact that fans can actually have a voice and that a director should be able to fulfill his vision the way he intended it to be. And so there's just a lot of butthurt individuals out there about it. And they're going to try to say things and do things in a way to poke at people and try to get them to overreact.
I just wanted to address this real quick. So the Flashpoint, there is it's like, I want to say 5 or 6 books that's just the Flashpoint storyline, but then there's like 50 some odd books that are connected to that same thing or like kind of spin off from. But if you just look up Flashpoint, it'll be like Batman in Flashpoint or something like that for the spin-off ones, and then there's just 5 I want to say 5 books for the Flashpoint storyline specifically,
written by Jeff Johns.
Yep.
I do like that some people really want Flashpoint, but they also hate Jeff Johns. I do find that kind of funny. It's like, it needs to be Flashpoint. This doesn't make sense. You know, it has to be Flashpoint. But then it's like, oh yeah, well, fuck you, Jeff Johns. No, it's just kind of funny. It does establish that thing. Better comic writer, don't touch movies. Gotcha. No, fans have to. You could say fans have the high ground.
Right. Yeah, I'm kidding.
I have the high ground. That didn't work out so well for Darth Maul. Oh yeah, Julius Johns. Jeff Johns. I'm sure that made Lantern very happy.
Right.
Okay, so one of the things I thought were kind of funny and trending today, so we'll kind of bounce away now since we're talking about Affleck. Trending today was hashtag Batfleck, and which is cool. And I still see people out there saying that WB needs to bring back Batfleck. He needs to be our Batman, which I was just like, yeah, he's going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and if it's successful, he's going to be in number 2, number 3. I mean, he's there. I'm not quite sure what people are hoping for necessarily. I guess they want that solo Batfleck movie, which some people tried to report was happening or something like that. Something about a contract, which was just hilarious because that doesn't really mean anything. At this point, it maybe even if he did sign a contract, maybe it's for more Zack Snyder Justice League stuff. I mean, anyway, so Ben Affleck in this universe, he's still going to be there, and you're still going to have Pattinson. That's the whole point of the multiverse. I feel like some people that don't quite grasp that, it's like you got to understand the comics, guys. Like, that's the comics. That's how they are. It's, you know, sometimes Batmans are different and they do different things. I mean, any of the comics where they deal with multiple Earths and the multiverse, it's different characters. So, yeah.
I get it. I can understand the want. I want Ben Affleck back, and I would love to see a spinoff type series, whether it's a trilogy or something like that, that has Ben Affleck as Batman. And to me, he epitomizes Batman, and I can't wait to see him actually be in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then kind of from there. So I get it. I get people. I'm having a real hard time, to be honest, with Robert Pattinson as Batman, because Ben Affleck did such a fantastic job. You know, you grew up with the way Batman looked in the comics and the way Batman looked in the animated series, and it's the animated series brought to life in Ben Affleck. And so I absolutely get people wanting that type of trilogy. And, you know, we thought that what was it? Now I'm Deathstroke.
Yeah,
I'm stroking out. Deathstroke. With the Batman and the Deathstroke movie, we thought maybe it was going to happen. So it's unfortunate and sad of kind of that got brushed to the side and everything that happened in Ben Affleck's life. But now that he's got his life back together, from what it seems, and he, you know, he's lost a ton of weight. He looks fantastic. He seems happy. So maybe we will actually get something, and that's going to be in addition to
famous slash.
Whoopsie.
That's going to be in addition to Robert Pattinson's Batman. But yeah, I would love to see. What I'm really hoping for is Zack Snyder's Justice League to be incredibly successful, which I think it will be, and then we can start to get other things after that.
No, guys. No, Jeff Johns is a sack of shit. I don't know why everybody does this. I just find it funny that everybody wanted a Flashpoint thing, but that was written by Jeff Johns. That's all I said.
Damn,
No.
Matt.
It's so easy for people to just jump on shit. No, Jeff Johns is a sack of shit. He did a lot of fucked up things, and if that stuff ever comes to light, I mean, it's going to be interesting what happens. But he's a crap. He's a sack of crap.
we thought he was going to be the savior, but not so fast. Yeah, this is kind of how I am. It would be fantastic, and I wasn't really a fan of Christian Bale's Batman, to be honest. His Bruce Wayne was decent, Batman not so much. So with Ben Affleck, it was freaking beautiful. But here we are. Hopefully we'll start to see some positive direction.
I saw somebody talk about that. Like, yeah, if Keaton does any more of these, he wants Burton back. Which, I mean, that was a big deal for him when it came to Batman Forever. Or what was Burton gonna name it? It wasn't gonna be Batman Forever. It was gonna be something else. It was gonna be some other ridiculous title.
I can't remember.
And I remember his terrible reasoning because he's in like forever. Anyway, and I remember that was a big thing for Keaton to leave and stuff like that. Yeah, I know, I did. I am. Anyway, but I find that interesting. Again, though, it does still. It's going to be tough to sell that. I guess to casual fans that might work. But every time I see stuff like that, I'm like, God damn, these corporate decisions, man. Like they're just. But at the same time, Burton's a very unique director, so that's not really that much of a corporate decision. That's kind of he's not really a corporate. He's not a corporate guy. I don't picture Burton as the corporate guy. So I guess if they did bring him in there, yeah, that would be definitely an interesting thing.
Oh, we're exactly. I think it's talk about Christian Bale.
I hope Michael Keaton is the new. He's not the new DCU Batman. See, this is that your guys are listening to these stupid ass bloggers that are trying to push buttons. He's not a DCEU Batman. He's going to be a DC Batman in the multiverse, in the DC multiverse. He's going to be in his own universe, and the DCEU Flash will be able to connect him. That's it. He's not replacing anybody. He's nothing. He's his own Batman. That's it. Don't let these fucking stupid blockers ruin it for you guys.
Was it Batman Continues? That doesn't ring a bell.
That's what it was.
It was? Okay.
That's right. That's what it was.
Batman Returns, Batman Continues.
Yes.
How original. Yeah, I think that Bale was just beneficial, and we could start a whole nother debate, but he benefited from having fantastic movies, in my opinion. Nothing against him as an actor. He's a fantastic actor, but I just didn't really care for his Batman. But yeah, Keaton was up there. I actually really liked Kilmer. If you kind of take him out and put him on his own little island, he's not bad. But
Batman Triumphant was number 5. Was going to be Schumacher's 5th movie or his 3rd movie, but 5th movie in the franchise. That was Triumphant. But then Batman and Robin fucking tanked, and that was going to be Triumphant. And yeah, it's Batman. Yeah, Batman Continues. Yeah, so yeah, that's right. And he thought Forever was like the most ridiculous name. I thought that was so funny. But he thought Batman Continues was like the best one. I wonder what Batman 4 continues again. Like fuck. And so, all right, let's talk a little bit about some Henry Cavill stuff. We're gonna do another video here. Hopefully, I tried prompting this while Shane was talking, and then Henry Cavill just had a butt in. So,
yeah, thanks a lot, Henry.
So Henry Cavill gives the most political answer you've ever heard in your life, talking about the Snyder Cut. No, this is so political. I don't care what you say. Get his balls out of your mouth. This is the most political fucking answer I've ever heard.
No, it was better. It's better than what he's had in the past.
Oh, the Snyder Cut, the famous / infamous / all sorts of things Snyder Cut. I can't really tell you anything aside from the fact that all I know is that HBO Max will be releasing it, I believe, and it'll be Zach's final.
Oh, fuck you, internet.
Vision.
Oh, whose internet sucks now?
And I don't know anything more than that, and I'm just really happy that Zach got to.
Oh my God, Henry's seizing.
Realize the vision. I think it's important for a filmmaker and a storyteller to have their vision, their intended vision, released and shown to the world. And I'm looking forward to seeing it myself.
Hold on, guys. Clear.
It's been quite the ordeal, sort of, with all of that. Yes, I mean, with Justice League when it came out, and Zack had to depart because of a death in the family, and then a separate director, Joss Whedon, was brought on, and there was a mix of visions, and the movie wasn't well received. And then over the subsequent years, there was a big push by us to see the fabled Snyder Cut, and now that time has come, and I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be very enjoyable to watch Zack finally release his vision, as I say.
It'll be very enjoyable to watch.
All right, so this is where, yes, Henry Cavill is the king of being political. Danny Garcia has him. Yes, Danny Garcia, damn, has him trained incredibly well. But I think the fact that he said it's important for a filmmaker and storyteller to have their intended vision released to show the world, I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. And as Lantern just said, yeah, he's showing support for it now, is nice to see. And I think that's a step beyond the political realm that we've seen Henry Cavill stay in before. And the fact that he was on the HBO Max announcement, group thing that they had.
Chip. I'm glad the fabled Snyder Cut is coming out. Are you all right?
So I don't know. I think it's cool that he's starting to say, like, yes, I agree that a director should see their final vision released. And I don't know. Yes, it is political, just not as political. I was about to click on that.
Next commentary will probably be Batman and Robin. I was actually thinking about it because unfortunately Schumacher passed away, but I kind of felt like the wrong reason to be doing a watch along. Yeah, this guy, he passed away. Let's watch his movie now. I don't know that. So we were going to do Batman and Robin. We might have a guest for that one as well when we do it, but it just, right now to commit like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something is a little tough right now. So that's the only reason why we haven't done one too recently, but we will definitely do one, and Batman and Robin will probably be it because that's gonna be so much fun, guys.
Oh yeah,
so much
drinking
fun.
Game.
Oh dude, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Oh man.
Well, I can't. Well, you're just goddamn, I can't even do it now. Well, fuck you. All right, I'll just go with that.
You're just a wanker.
Yeah, there we go. You poppycock.
Yeah,
you're speaking pure poppycock.
The thing that with Snyder's movies that I found is I don't feel like they're very entertaining commentaries because we've done Watchmen, we've done Man of Steel, and we've done BVS, and we just end up like not even paying attention, just zoning out, or not paying attention to comments and actually trying to talk on the movie. We're just like, oh, this part's awesome. Oh, this part's great. Oh, great dialogue. Oh, yeah, it's, to me, they're not very entertaining. And as cool as a Sucker Punch would be to do, I feel like I would just end up getting sucked in and watching the whole thing. Batman and Robin, you can just shit all over.
Yeah, you don't have to pay attention to that. Not at all. You can just go, just do whatever you want on that one. Just have fun. Go back to our Batman Forever one. That was just so much fun because it was just so freaking ridiculous. Man.
Yeah, it just blew by. It was fantastic.
Bang. You guys should do a Batman ranking video. Might piss off people, but quite a few of them are commenting on them each. I mean, I don't know. Mine would probably. I mean, I don't know. That would be interesting.
That would be kind of cool. We did rankings back in the day. We had our like top comedy movies, and it's a lot of fun, but people didn't watch. Well, they still don't, but.
Oh yeah, wax lips, and then don't forget the reverse shot when he goes in the water. It's like, and he comes back out again. Oh man, the reverse shot is so awesome. They couldn't get a good picture of him, and then the fact that he records everything in like high definition from a little whatever camera from whatever angle that was impossible to get at while he was strapped up to the roof and shit. Oh, God.
Hey, don't make fun of reusing shots, all right? That's how Superman 4 was able to come to be. Just the whole time.
Every shot was the same.
It's fantastic. Here we go. This is a spinoff that I would love to see. We're talking about multiverse now. Anything's possible.
He's canon now. Whenever the Flash opens up the multiverse, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze becomes canon. No, anybody else is excited about that? I'm excited about that. That's one of the best comic book characters out there. I don't give a shit what anybody says. that brought me so much joy as a kid, and I know that was the point. But as a kid, and even now as an adult, he's one of the greatest comic book villains of all time, with one of the best backstories.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dance,
freeze! And when they play hockey, come on! As a huge hockey fan, that's fantastic. I
hate when people talk during the movie. As he's watching fucking the Frosty the Snowman. Oh, dude, can we watch it now? I'm gonna watch it when I get done. Man, wait, why it's still on HBO Max since they're all going away?
I ate that up as a kid. And then it was years down the road that I'm like, oh, people hate this movie. What? It gets shit on. I love this.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I knew it sucked, especially the bang part, because we do that. I don't know why, because we don't actually deal with bombs at all at work. But for some reason, when we go set stuff down at work, I go bomb, bomb, and I don't know. And same with another guy I work with named Jamie. We both every time we set stuff down, because sometimes we'll position things and set them up to start working on them, and we go like bomb, bomb. I don't know. We do shit like that all the time. I love that movie.
It's fantastic.
Oh yeah. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Chill.
Cool party. Oh god damn it. Later, Bird Boy. And then oh man, all they're freezing in the rocket and just they surf the door down and just survive. Oh god damn, it's golden shit, man. Golden, I tell you. Oh. Oh, Shane, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading some of the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Reading. Who does that?
It's a struggle. It's a struggle for sure.
Oh, man.
Did you? I don't know if you have the video clip of this, Matt, but in that same interview that Henry Cavill did with Sir Patrick Stewart, he talked about how much he loved the character of Superman, wanted to continue to play. Did you have that clip as well? No, you didn't give a shit. All right, fine.
Fuck off, cunt.
I thought it was cool, and we're talking.
I think I have it. I'm trying to look right now, and you're just being pushy.
I'll just fill. I'll fill time. I'll fill time here.
Well, I think I have it. I think I have it right here.
To me, and yeah, we talk about being political and saying all the right things.
Oh, whoopsie. Oh, yeah, that actually is better.
You would. You would.
Oh, wait, go back. Oh, no, there we go. No, there we go. Okay, I think it's this one that David Ayer tweeted back out. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this is it. And he doesn't stroke.
I've always been a fan of Superman, so just alone having the opportunity to literally wear his boots for a number of movies
and codpiece,
and to wear them not just on set either. With a character like that, you carry the mantle with you offset, and it becomes part of your public representation. People, when you meet children don't necessarily see me as Henry Cavill or even Geralt of Rivia, but they might see Superman, and there's a responsibility which comes with that, and it's
with great power
comes such a wonderful character. It's actually a responsibility I'm very happy to have, and I hope that I get to play more of Superman in years to come. My life has changed dramatically because of it. It has given me plenty of opportunity for roles, and yeah, it's been one of those characters which changed the entire course of my career, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. And it's also taught me a lot about myself. The nature of the character is so good.
In what way, Henry?
He's so good, the character.
Way to add there.
He's so kind. And when you start to compare yourself to him because you're playing him, you start to really look inwards and you say, am I a good person? Can I be a good enough person to play Superman? And if you ever find a whisper in there, which is like, hold on a second, maybe not, then you adjust it and you make sure you are a better person. And I think that's all we can do in life when as we grow and we gain experience is not beat ourselves for the mistakes we make, but to endeavor to be better people as those mistakes happen.
Is he getting the wrap it up music? Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, I just thought it was really cool, and he added. I hope I get to play Superman in years to come. You can tell he's setting up, and he understands the character. He understands what it means to have played that character. The only thing that I wish he would have said was acknowledge Zack Snyder the way that Jason Momoa has, because he said, my life has changed dramatically because of it. Give me plenty of opportunity for roles. And we've talked about this in the past, is if maybe he hits it out of the park in a different movie, and then he gets all these other roles and, maybe becomes James Bond or whatever, but his stock has blown through the roof because he played Superman and people recognize him as Superman. And then, he starts picking up some of these other roles like Mission Impossible, Geralt in The Witcher, and does a great job with those. And now his stock is continuing to rise. And I think I'm hoping after Zack Snyder's Justice League, we'll get to see a Man of Steel 2 or whatever you want to call it, a sequel with Henry Cavill in it. And boom, there we go.
That's awesome. Superman Triumphant. There you go. That's
right.
What you got. Why not use that name for once?
Oh, this one. Don't call it a comeback. Man, that would be... Could you imagine how many bloggers would lose their shit if he directed another Man of Steel movie? Oh my gosh. That would be... I would love it. That would be ultimate orgasm right there.
Too much information, Shane. Jesus. Why are you giving that shit out? No one wants to know that shit. Yeah. So what Henry says there is, obviously follow what you do, being that example. Again, as much as I feel like that's a very political answer, and being the role model, but maybe he believes in it. Maybe that's truly him. Maybe that's what he understands it as. Who knows at this point with people in Hollywood? You never know. You never know. But it's good. It sounds great to hear, and I just hopefully he gets to continue playing Superman while his hairline stays in place.
Ouch. Hey, I have no qualms with if he gets hair transplants to continue to play Superman.
Could you imagine if we had a Superman that was like bald up here, but just hair on the sides? Could you imagine that? That'd be great, man. I would Friar Tuck looking motherfucker. Oh man, yeah, there we go. And everybody's got one. Superman Indoors.
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe back. You got to have Superman.
What? I have a DVD of the Fleischer shorts, and it's called Superman Forever. That's fantastic.
Wow.
Superman smiles. Yeah, that'll put butts in seats. Oh man,
I'm trying to find the picture that somebody did earlier. Or I saw this actually on his Instagram, and I thought the same thing. That somebody posted it to Twitter and tagged us, and now I'm trying to find it again. Damn. Oh, maybe this is it. No, that's not it. Anyway, but it was basically Henry Cavill, and he was jogging or something. He was with somebody else. Jesus Christ, the calves on that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, he was running with his brother who's in the Royal Marines or something like that, like training. And it's the dude is again, he epitomizes Superman. For me, growing up with a jacked Superman in the comic books in the 80s and 90s, and of course they got to have the mullet, so please grow that mullet out, Henry Cavill. But he was jacked. He was, and to me, Henry Cavill just epitomizes that. That is Superman to me.
Oh, darn. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. Well, let me check this bulge out, guys. I mean, check out these thighs, guys. Okay, look at that.
Oh, you weren't kidding about the bulge. Oh, yeah. Check out those legs.
Look at that, man. Look at that. Look at that. And yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Smile. Yeah, looks great. Totally looks like he went out for a jog. That's not just a picture.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Look at his poor brother.
Poor brother. I don't have a bulge like his bulge is not nearly as well received as epitomizing Superman right there.
Superman thighs of tomorrow. Exactly. It's perfect.
Oh shit. Yeah, truly the Man of Steel right there.
Yes.
Oh man, that I couldn't believe that. I'm like, that's not real. But I saw it on his Instagram when I was looking on Instagram. I saw it, and I was like, at first I thought it was a doctored video that somebody was just messing around with, and I looked, it was his. It was from his Instagram. I'm like, God damn, man, that's the one guy that doesn't skip leg day for sure.
Right? Yeah, no kidding.
I'm not sweating. You're sweating.
Balls of steel.
Honestly. Okay, that's a Dragon Ball Z reference, but that's still fucking it's really fucking great. Superman history of Trunks. Man of Steel, Batman, Man of Tomorrow. Oh, okay, these are just
That'd be fantastic.
Oh man, okay. Oh yeah, I'm actually sweating because it's so fucking hot right now.
I don't know. After seeing that Henry Cavill picture, I'm sweating too.
And we're about to get burned down.
Right?
You see that smoke?
Yeah.
I just love the fact that because my girlfriend and I were out doing errands earlier, and there's just the mountains are on fire around us right now, guys, and everybody's just on the highway, just going along as these mountains on the side. It's like Pompeii here and shit, man. Like fucking, we're gonna die, and like we're going to goddamn Sportsman to find a camping grill and freaking might as well just cook it on the mountain. Oh, he's so big.
This is very true. Yeah, in some of the behind the scenes stuff that I've seen, it didn't bother me as much. He had the long hair. He was going for the 90s Superman for sure. But yeah, he would have had the mullet, like the Hulk Hogan type mullet.
Turn on the AC. Yeah, well, my AC is different than probably most. So mine requires like windows and it's noisy and everything. So for you guys, I suffer for an hour to staring unconsciously over. Is there a zoom on this motherfucker? No. Oh, inspect. What does that do? I don't know. Can you see my right clicks on that when I do that?
No.
Oh, you can't see the right clicks? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, when I right click, it says inspect. I swear, guys, I just didn't say that. Oh, super bulge. Dun, 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 dun. Would Keaton replace Morgan? No, that's not. It's not. He's not Thomas Wayne. He is still Bruce Wayne. It's whether or not they choose to have a universe with a Thomas Wayne as Jeffrey D. Morgan, or a Jeffrey D. Morgan as Thomas Wayne. That's if they choose to do that or not. That is up to obviously the creative there. So it still could be a possibility. I mean, there is that one tweet that Jeffrey D. Morgan put out about 2020, and he had his old comedian mask, and he's talking about like making a comeback with masks, or says something to that effect, and it was right when all that rumor stuff was coming around about Jeffrey D. Morgan playing Thomas Wayne as a Batman, and even Zack Snyder liked to post by John Aaron Garza talking about Jeffrey D. Morgan being Thomas Wayne, playing Thomas Wayne in the Flashpoint movie. Like it's all there, and like there's a lot of. I mean, I don't know how Snyder wouldn't know the creative behind, what they're doing with the Flash necessarily, because that's not his unit. Well, that is his universe-ish, but he's got his own shit right now. He's got his own problems. So what they're doing there is different.
This is what I was laughing about. Our followers know us too well.
Craig is awesome.
That's awesome. There was another one that I was gonna look at. Gosh dang it! Now, it had to do with I lost it. It had to do with Nicolas Cage being in the CW crossover. I had heard that, but I have a hard time believing that Nicolas Cage would turn down anything that has to do with Superman. The guy named his kid Kal-El, for crying out loud. He's a huge Superman fan, so I feel like. If they really wanted that to happen, and if that were true, if there were any talks, they would have made it happen, because I'm sure he would have done it for pennies. The dude loves Superman. He loves comic books. He loves superheroes, and I'm sure he needs the money, but it's from what I've heard. But I heard that, but I have a hard time believing that it was true. It would be freaking cool though.
This is kind of funny because I was actually going to make the joke a while back that because this is the Burton verse, that the dead Dick Grayson would be Chris O'Donnell And like I was just making a joke. I was thinking about making a joke, and I kind of used this joke a little bit on a Stephen Colbert tweet recently about Dick has yet to rise, and that was my hashtag multiverse. But then I remember technically Burton casted Marlon Wayans as Robin, so that was Burton's Robin initially, and so is Billy D. Williams is Burton's Two-Face or Harvey Dent. So I was kind of thinking, I'm like, well, I guess that doesn't work. And I don't know, for some reason, when it came to the multiverse, I wanted continuity, which is just fucking weird. but that is kind of an interesting thought of Marlon Wayans being a Nightwing. That man, in the climate we're in these days, people would just make up shit and be all angry and stuff.
For sure. I think the AT&T is is behind a lot of they're smart. They're
behind. They are pushing hard.
Yes, they want all of this to be successful and more content for their HBO Max streaming service down the road is not a bad thing. I definitely think AT&T is the brains behind this operation. Warner Brothers should move aside a little bit. Same day.
Hashtag save Dick. Can't demonetize. We're talking about Dick Grayson. All right.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing with AT&T, man. They probably just sat back and they had all these people looking at these IPs and they're like, you have some of the greatest comic book characters of all time. Why are we not utilizing this? Why are we making a Birds of Prey?
Yeah.
Why are we making a Trench movie?
Thank you. Someone finally is someone within AT&T was like, you guys are idiots, and we have the money, we have the power now, and
we have the power.
Exactly. With our powers combined, we will actually have decent universes.
When Captain Mundo, he's our hero. Anyway. Oh man, this was a great stream, guys, and yeah, always remember hashtag save Dick, just in case. Hashtag Dick has yet to rise. O'Donnell could still be Robin, maybe Wayne's could be. I mean, that's what's great about the multiverse is anything can happen, and it's going to be insane. And I'm really curious how they're going to be able to streamline this for the casual audience, because I think it takes certain. You need to really care about this thing, especially after what Marvel did, and people are so stuck on that damn Marvel formula. You have to do it like this. Even today, even now, I still see some breakdowns of the DCEU, and they're like, well, you know what their biggest problem was is they didn't do 5 solo movies first, ended into this, and then had their big mix together. That whole thing, that's exactly what that was the big problem. God. That's why these movies struggled at first. Even though you look back at the fucking Batman versus Superman announcement and people exploded out of their seats. Marvel never got that. And never will get that type of fucking reaction.
Right.
It had nothing to do with solo movies. No one gave a shit. It was just this it's just the machine was against it. And unfortunately, that's what happened. And the machine is still trying to fight against it. And that's not a conspiracy. That's not just what it is. That's just there is just some individuals that are determined to make things not work out there, and they have agendas. People on YouTube have agendas for their own needs and what they want to say and pander to whatever they need to. I mean, we get all kinds of mixed reception on our stuff all the time because people are like, oh, they like, oh, great job, guys, or you guys are fucking idiots. Like, because
most of the idiots, the latter of the two, but
oh man, yeah, especially recently with that one guy who thinks that we have no idea what Superman is and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll end this on this funny thing. So on our old video, our Snyder's Myth video, we had I think it was the comic book Snyder doesn't understand comic book movies ? Obviously, we did our best to show you some of the comic panels that he pretty much pulled straight out of the comic book to fill in for Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman.
You are awesome. Thank you.
Good night, Mr. Q. Sorry, I'm not going to try to. I don't want to tear apart your last name, man. Mr. QDS.
Yes. Thank you. You are awesome.
And wasn't that what was? Never mind. I'm not gonna make that wrestling reference. Anyway, fucking.
Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, wasn't it DDS?
It was DDS. Yeah, because he's a dentist. Yeah.
So, are you a dentist, Mr. Q? I can't believe wrestling. See, wrestling taught me stuff. People, you don't know. I know what a slobber knocker is. I know.
I know a couple different slobber knockers. But anyway, so the comments.
Anyway, so this comment basically saying that we didn't know what we were talking about. We don't have a clue of what's going on with characters like Superman. Realistic doesn't mean being realistic doesn't mean it's good. Yada yada yada. All this stuff, and I was just kind of like, well, I don't know. Even though he's calling us clueless and saying we don't know how to argue things right, and blah 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 blah, maybe there's a chance that if I send a very straightforward answer, that maybe I can get a response out of the guy that wouldn't be so unreasonable. And I gave him I felt very nice answer. I didn't say anything mean to him, nothing whatsoever, and I just said, this is what we did. And then of course, then he's like, you have no clue. I wrestle teeth. Yeah, see,
nice.
Yeah, Isaac Yankem, DDS, man. I learned that from wrestling.
Take that, Mom. I told you wrestling was worth something.
Exactly. I can't believe that. I can't believe out of all that. That's what I learned. Anyway, and then he gave us an asshole answer, and I was just like, oh, okay. Well, all right. And I just pretty much put, I wish you would have told us you were an idiot from the start.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Would have saved us a bunch of time. This is not going anywhere. You don't understand why the characters were made and why society does impact how characters act. Because to him, Superman was definitive. There is no change in his character over the past 80 years. Society doesn't alter how a character reacts in the comic.
Ever.
That's what he said. Never.
Yeah, but then he referenced modern age comics, Silver Age comics, and he said that his definitive version was Smallville and Superman the Animated Series. And I'm like, dude, okay, so you're saying that there are different versions, there are different eras of comics, but at the same time, no, there's only one definitive version, and you can't have a different version. I'm like, are you listening to yourself? He's talking
about the Christopher Reeves was kooky and and all that campy stuff because the Silver Age of comics was campy. And and then he referenced a 20-year-old cartoon and a 15-year-old show as modern age comic Superman. Basically a CW TV show where he wasn't even Superman at all throughout the whole thing. And then a cartoon that's 20 plus years ago. That does kind of hold up. But my biggest problem with that cartoon is they neutered the shit out of Superman and his powers in that one.
Yeah.
Yes, character-wise, they nerfed him badly in that. And in the future Justice League cartoon they did. They nerfed him bad because you had to nerf him to justify the other characters. That's why Snyder killed his ass. That was make it easier.
Yeah, exactly. So that we could actually have the Justice League. But yeah, I laughed that he basically said in some phrasing that he knows more about Superman than we could possibly understand. Oh, contrary, you asshole. I took exception to that. I was at first I was kind of laughing and I'm like, all right, you moron.
It was so funny.
With trolls and comments, I most of the time I just laugh at. But that guy, the fact that he was trying to say he had all this knowledge in the world, but then he's contradicting himself.
Oh, he knew more Superman than anybody.
Oh,
we had no clue.
Yeah,
and all I can picture was Shane's reaction on the other end. And I was just like, you thinking, you mother, because I think Shane's reaction was like, yeah, society doesn't matter at all. The comics. That's why Superman fought Hitler in that propaganda piece. Wait,
exactly.
No, society doesn't affect how a superhero or anything like that is portrayed at all. No, not at all. Not at all. Oh, shit. Mighty Pegasus. Well, thank you. Woo! Sure.
Yeah. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah. Happy birthday, man. It's going to be mine pretty soon. I just realized that. It's coming up.
Because when it's yours, then it's mine, and then we're old.
Yeah, we're getting even older and older and older and older. It just never stops. Why doesn't it stop?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it did actually. I
had an
it was so
aneurysm.
funny. James sent me the screenshot of the guy because I guess he replied to me, and he's like, "Well, definitive dumbass." Like he's saying all that. I'm like, Shane, pounce.
Yeah,
I just
sick him.
I was like, just pounce on him. You can do it. Yeah. Oh, dude, it was
So it's on that video if you want to go check it out. And
yeah, it's probably up there.
But,
I don't know how YouTube does the comments and stuff like that, but yeah, no, that guy was great, and I don't think he's replied since. It's been like 3 days and shit.
Yeah.
I don't think he's replied.
It's
I
good.
think he gave up on that
Mic
one.
drop.
Yeah, because that guy is that. Yeah, that was shit. It was just dumb. And I saw Lantern 2A14 ask if we talked about Ryan Reynolds at all. We already did talk about Ryan Reynolds in the last video. God, where were you, man?
Watch it, like it,
subscribe.
Yeah.
So thanks again. Hey, I just want to, Shane and I actually really want to thank everybody that has been subscribing, liking, watching all this time.
Sitting through the ads.
Yeah, the ad. I actually have to go. This may sound weird, but because YouTube really wants to load those things up with ads, I actually go in and this may sound, I'm an altruist, guys. I actually delete one ad because they put in so many. And sometimes I forget, but a lot of times I have to go in there because they'll stack it with almost 4 ads in that thing. One in the beginning, and then 3 in the video, and so almost 5. So, and then 1 at the end. And it's like they'll stack the shit out of it. So I have to go in and actually delete sometimes ads because they'll auto program and stack the hell of them. Plus, they also put them in terrible places where there's great jokes about to happen because there's a pause. And so they think that's a great place to put the ad. So they totally disrupt the joke. So I have to always fix that shit and everything like that. But again, thank you to everybody that's been watching, man. And especially our patrons, Shadow Vessel, Jose, Craig, Kevin, which I believe is Fury of Firestorm, if I'm wrong. We'll
go fuck ourselves then.
Yeah, it's Fury of Firestorm, and of course, Steven. You guys all helped us out tremendously lately with your Patreon, and that has actually got us in a great spot now. We're not that we're in crippling debt from this.
No.
It's a hobby still. It's still a hobby.
We wouldn't be doing this.
We're actually on pace now to actually, make this thing work, to make YouTube work for us. And use it the way we intended it to be able to bring better content to people and do things bigger. Even
the $10 that we got, the $20, I'm sorry, that we got in this, all of those that goes such a long way, and we don't want to. We can't overstate how far that goes for us because it is something. Thank you, Mighty Pegasus. We appreciate it, Victor. But it's definitely something that we have paid for the longest time. You're trying to make the highest quality. We've always felt that if we have our videos as the highest quality, that's why we have a sweet logo. We're trying to get merchandise. We've always felt that if we showed that we were putting an effort into this and trying to have the highest quality that we can deliver, that eventually it'll come back to us. And all of that stuff that you guys do, the money you throw to us, we greatly appreciate, and we can't emphasize that enough.
Oh, some ping pong flicks dough.
Dang.
He's over there tearing it up. He can just dish it out. He's like,
he's got the here you go, guys.
Here's your pity fuck. No, just kidding. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, thanks Chris,
a lot,
man.
And we still got to interview Victor Koo first. Ha! Hold that over your head. It's what little I can. But yeah, I can't. Especially recently, it's kind of kicked up a little bit. Because obviously this was announced, so a lot of our other videos are getting views, and just everything is kicked up, and YouTube seems to be somewhat friendly to us lately. So we're getting views, and because of certain things, they're adding more ad revenue. So yeah, damn it. all that hot dog money, all that hot dog money from Chris there. There we go. Whoopsie. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody for watching these, the super chats, the Patreon, all the views, just everything, guys. It all adds up, and it's actually adding up to almost a positive. It's crazy after all these years, the negative that it's been and just building and building. It never moved, and now it's actually going forward, and it's just great to see. And hopefully we can do more and more with that. And thank you, Error Squad.
that's what I chuckled.
You're the man.
You are awesome.
You should have done like an E, like a euro, just to.
Right.
Oh, I guess I did give away his secret identity. I'm sorry.
Wow. Way to go. Clark Kent. We'll edit that out or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I had the name wrong. I say names wrong all the time. I don't think I said it right.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go. That's what we need. But 100% love.
Wait, where's my? There it is.
Oh. No, that beer's getting to me. All right, we might as well end it here.
Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for all this stuff.
On that note,
in case I don't see you,
good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
boom, end broadcast. Thanks, Craig.